Crazy.
We went to the Grand National Tour. That's the GNX tour, the Kendrick Lamar and SZA tour. We went to it live here in Gillette Stadium. My takeaway, my review is it was a great show. My favorite part about it was Kendrick Lamar performing Peekaboo with everyone with the guys in the crowd, not the guys that crowded on the stage and like doing the head bobbing and just walking around following him, like the orchestra choreography type of vibe with that was amazing. I think overall though, my takeaway from the show was SZA is much bigger of an artist than I realized. I know she was huge, but seeing her perform, how at times her performance was so much grander and like superstar feeling in comparison to some of the Kendrick Lamar moments, made sense why they went on tour together as a stadium tour. At first, I was like, damn, I wish Kendrick either did a tour by himself or I don't know, like it didn't make sense to me. At first, I'm like, you got the GNX albums, this is your moment. But when you see SZA on that tour and those hit records and all those white girls in that stadium going crazy to SZA, singing SZA word by word, whenever Kendrick would come on, because the whole shit was back and forth, Kendrick would come out, then SZA would come out, Kendrick would come out, SZA would come out. Whenever Kendrick came out, the white girls would be quiet. Whenever SZA would come out, the white young girls going crazy, word for word, word for word. It was crazy in there. And there was a lot of women in that building, and they were there for SZA. This is not a Kendrick Lamar solely tour. It's like an obvious co-headlining where you have both fan bases in the building, right? And it's crazy where you would think there'd be some similarities in the fan base because of the fact that, oh, they have the hit records together. But this is like two completely different fans, bro. I would see people not know Kendrick songs, and I would see people not know the SZA songs. Like literally, it was like a mix of both worlds. We knew both. I know both, so it was like fun as fuck for us to see because we saw both. We saw everything, right? We knew everything. We knew the lyrics and shit. I knew her biggest song. I knew everything. It was amazing. It was better than I expected. I was worried. I was worried about like the back and forth. I thought, oh shit, why don't they just open up for each other, switch off certain cities? The back and forth aspect worked. There was something about both of their performances where they were almost like mechanical though. You can tell that they're very tunnel vision. They weren't too like emotion heavy. It was just locked in, and like even Kendrick when he was rapping, sometimes he would like do it how he does it in some of these music videos and shit where he's kind of like just chill and like emotionless and like he'll rap it like chill, like nonchalantness. And also it helps him conserve, I guess, energy. That on tours, a stadium tours, a lot of dates. But they gave me that vibe as well, where they're like very locked in and like, you know, they have like a set and they're just very professional show, I would say. Even the ending, professional. They both ended getting inside of the GNX at the end, shouting out Boston and shouting out the city and shouting out everything. Very beautiful. Definitely doesn't live up to full on pop out energy, because this wasn't that though. This was meant to be what we got, a Grand National Tour. It was a SZA and Kendrick show, the whole show. There was elements from the pop out, right? Because the Not Like Us shit was epic. But even that, I wish he did Not Like Us multiple times. You know, do it twice, right? I think that they should have had ended it with Gloria. I didn't like how they ended it with Gloria, looking back at it. Because the energy got brought down.
I like that they ended it with
you
that.
like that? The energy got kind of brought down. After Not Like Us, people started leaving. You
last
guys saw that, right?
It's the
Next
last
to us.
Mm-hmm.
People started leaving after Not Like Us.
Yeah, but you know why?
Why?
They did that because
Crowd? Traffic?
No. The lights, well, traffic, one. And two, the lights got shut down. I thought that I was like, damn, they ended it here?
It felt like the show ended.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The lights shut off, and it was like that for like 2-3 minutes.
Yeah,
He's walking around, this and that, blah, blah. People started leaving.
Yeah.
I thought it ended. I was like, oh, shit, it ended. They you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But obviously, I was like, nah, they're not going to end it like that. But a lot of people, I could see that. And a lot of people started leaving with for youngins and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
But why not end it with Not Like Us? Maybe because obviously it's not both of their songs. You know what I'm saying? But why not end it with Luther? Why you got to add Gloria? Why not do Gloria, bro? Do as like an intermission?
Y'all sleeping on Gloria, bro. That's the thing.
I'll tell you this much.
That's a good ass fucking
The whole
song.
world was sleeping. The whole stadium was sleeping on Gloria because everyone was quiet as fuck during the Gloria.
That song
niggas
is
don't know that
good
song
as
like
fuck.
that. It's good as fuck.
And
No
it's
one's saying it's bad.
And it's the last one on the album.
So maybe that's why.
Yeah, it's the last one on the album.
Listen,
And it's a perfect closer, a closer for the album. Was on the album. If you were to rearrange, what song would have been last?
I would say Close It with Luther. The biggest song in the world right now.
Bro.
Close It with Luther.
No, I'm not saying. No, I'm saying on the album, which song would have been last?
Oh, maybe Man in the Garden. Man at the Garden. Could have been a good closer.
It's too much. Gloria is more of like a mellow, slower. So you're ending it like that.
I don't know. But I'm excited to see what comes from this as far as documentary wise. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers had a dope visual documentary. I saw the Mr. Morale Big Steppers set performed. He performed it during the Governor's Ball in New York. Phenomenal. I still have that as my favorite Kendrick Lamar concert. Him performing the Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Then I would put GNX, and then I would put the TDE show that we went to. That was crazy. This was better, I would say, than his TDE performance, what he did here. But it's obviously because it's a GNX, and it has more of like that. Not like us. It's just like a no-brainer. What's your thoughts, Noel, after now looking at this Kendrick Lamar a couple days after? Because we gave you guys the instant reaction in the stadium, but now days later.
I like the visuals, the whole theme of the praying mantis, and then like it coincides with this idea that they kept trying to push of like praying mantis when they mate, it's like love, and then it's hate because they eat their mate, and then the whole back and forth.
Yeah, you told us that. I didn't even catch that shit.
Yeah, and it was very like cinematic with that, like because the issue is you have two people with relatively different albums.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you put that together? And it felt like they were trying to insinuate, like, one is love, one is hate. And, like, it kind of intertwines as it goes because she would go at one point and be like, oh, I love my ex-husband or my ex-fiance. And then she go, I fucking hate that guy.
Yeah.
And then he would say, you know, he would make comments about love and hate, too. So it felt like they were playing off of that. Because you can't just perform. You know, no. It can't, especially the way they were doing it, with their intertwining going on and off.
You gotta create a show, a theme, show.
And the themes, like that's why when they were bitching about the bugs dipping them, I'm like, that's the point. Like, the whole idea was this, that, you know, it's centered around this idea of the praying mantis and like love and hate, and it's like they're both love and hate at the same time, and they're intertwining and going off of that. That's when you said like the music section didn't make sense. When you listen to what they're saying, it's like, oh, it does make sense. Like, this is love and hate going off and like back and forth. That's what the sequence is. It's not going off a vibe. It's going off of that theme.
Yeah.
Because you were right. At one point, I'm like, why are you doing this song? Like, you do Money Trees and then you do a hype song after.
And he did like an R&B version of Mad City.
Yeah, but it made sense because like if you notice the set list, like he's doing that love and hate shit. Which was dope. God bless. I enjoyed that a lot. That was my favorite part, looking back. Like, after I sat with it, I'm like, all right, I see what you did there. That's dope. And, like, the skit, them at the gas station.
Yeah, the skits are dope as fuck.
Yeah, her making the joke, like, oh, this fucking revolutionary rapper, fucking tired of his shit. Like, I just found it all very, like, enjoyable.
Yeah. But thoughts, Marlon, days removed from the concert after attending a Gillette with us?
I thought it was a great concert. I love the dynamic duo. I love the visuals, and I'm not specifically talking about like the little skits and stuff like that they had there. That was cool, especially like he was talking about the gas station one. That shit was funny as fuck.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like the camera angles, the lighting, the background shit that they would add to emphasize certain things that he was saying. The visuals when SZA was performing and giving you this fucking feeling that you're actually out there, like in the fucking nature and shit like that, and kind of having more impact to what they were saying. I don't know. To me, it was dope as fuck. Especially, you know, when they do the fucking random camera cuts and they hit them at different angles and shit. It's just like, oh shit. You get in the fucking lighting, or even like, and this one, I hate to say it, but obviously, I don't like the Playboy Cardi track, but when they fucking turn down the fucking
Good
lights.
credit.
You turn on the lights and it's just straight lights flashing and shit like that. And you just get slight glimpses of him and shit like that, random smiles, and then the fucking changes glistening and shit.
Fire.
That was hard as fuck.
That was hard as fuck. It felt like a music video.
That was hard as fuck.
It felt like a music video.
A lot of it felt like a music video.
Yes.
A lot of it felt like a music video.
Yes.
Like we were just part of a fucking music video. I fucking love that.
Yeah.
I loved it, bro. And then the energy of the crowd was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy. Like they were telling us, they're like, yo, guys, like you guys were 6 decibels fucking higher than our last one and this and that.
Yeah.
The energy was impeccable. It was dope as fuck.
No, it was good.
It was dope.
Live bands were dope too.
The live bands were dope. Listen,
Yeah.
I want to give credit to Dave Free, PG Lang, TDE, coming together all to make this show possible. It's a difficult task.
Doc, I'm sorry to say this too. Before I forget,
Go.
the documentary's coming.
You think so?
No, I noticed it very quickly. The visuals that they had on the I'm glad we actually sat where we sat. Because if you look at the screen, I started to see it from the screen's perspective, and I'm like, oh, it's a documentary. Because when the lights were going on and off, when the Playboy Cardi song was on, I was like, why is he doing that? I bet that looks terrible from over there.
Yeah.
But then when I'm looking at the screen, I'm like, oh, this is hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all doing shit here that may not look that great to us, but it's because visually, like on a screen, this looks fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So I think there's a documentary coming from this shit.
There's reports of Dave Free walking around with a camera doing BTS footage since the pop out. So he might have BTS footage of Kendrick Lamar rapping Euphoria. You know what I'm saying? Imagine the behind the scenes of Kendrick Lamar doing Not Like Us in the booth. Nigga, I'll pay a lot of money for that. I'll pay some subscription prices. They drop their own website with all this shit. I'll watch all that. Are you crazy?
Netflix did it with Beyonce. I'm not surprised if he does it too.
Bro, might as well. Did the
Yeah.
Super Bowl, all this shit you doing, monetize that shit. A fucking documentary of Kendrick Lamar, the fucking beef with fucking Drake.
It's on
Nigga,
Amazon.
what?
It would be.
You know how much of a bag you gotta pay him?
It would
on
be a
Amazon.
dope piece of fucking rap history and shit like that. But,
Oh my
but
god.
it'll get fucking downplayed and drawn by every fucking Drake dick eater out there and be like, oh, he's still milking it. Oh,
He
he's
even made a
making it
documentary
about
off
this
of
and
it.
that. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So
Nah. I mean, yeah, they would do that, but they can't deny the greatness. Like, and Drake can't deny the greatness. They both can't deny each other's greatness. That's why they're both.
imagine they both drop fucking documentaries.
That's what they should do. Drake basically did it. He leaked his own shit, to be honest. But I would recommend people to go to the concert, experience it. Also, people forget how big a fucking stadium is. 60,000 people in that bitch. A stadium. Like, it's hard to sell out a stadium.
No, yeah.
We bought tickets. The show wasn't sold out. We bought tickets from Ticketmaster. We had the obstructed view
quote unquote
tickets, right? We bought it from Ticketmaster, guys. We didn't buy resale tickets. I was trying to. And then I was like, let me go to Ticketmaster. We saved money. We would have paid $70, $80 above that price if we went through the resale route for that same tickets. They were available still on Ticketmaster. It is hard to sell out every single ticket. 60,000, you know what I'm saying? That's why I think Drake can't do it by himself either. I think Drake would need a Nicki Minaj.
That'd be crazy.
And that's already being rumored by these like random accounts, but no official, nothing, but that would be crazy. SZA. My biggest takeaway from this, I already know Kendrick's greatness. I'm starting to realize more the power of SZA. I know she's huge, bro, but my God.
Yeah, because we didn't get to see her for the TDE thing.
Because we didn't see her during the TDE
'cause
championship
that's when she
tour.
like fucked up her throat and shit like that.
Yeah, she was sick. It wasn't possible. They canceled her. She was on the merch that we bought. Remember,
Yeah.
her face was on there. Everyone was on there, except, she didn't. She didn't perform, but she was on the. SZA was on there. She was the only TDE person that basically didn't perform. Or did Isaiah Rashad perform?
Yeah,
He performed, yeah. But yeah, no, it was phenomenal to see her live, and like the investment they're putting into SZA right now is insane.
They should.
And they're getting the money back.
They should.
They're
Because
getting
let's
the
be honest,
return on their investment.
Out of the people in there right now, she's the biggest one.
She's the biggest.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking this. I'm like, as an artist, obviously not as a rapper, you can't compare her because she doesn't rap. As an artist, is she bigger than Kendrick? Is SZA bigger than Kendrick as an artist? If we're talking about holistically. Because we were in that stadium. We saw how those white girls were going crazy. Like, she's basically pop now. She's R&B.
Is SZA bigger than Kendrick?
Yeah, as an artist.
No, of course. Why is that a debate?
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know.
I don't know, Noel.
What?
I don't know.
Okay.
Because right now, Kendrick Lamar's Kendrick Lamar right now. He's always been Kendrick. But right now,
Lamar's
he's
not a pop artist.
Nigga, he's basically damn near. He's a household name more than he's ever been before after this beef.
No, he's not a pop artist like SZA. I'm sorry. And even the chat would agree. That's a crazy thing to say.
I think the chat would disagree. That's the problem. I think they're brainwashed. They don't want to think about that idea of that even being a possibility.
No, that's what I mean. I think they would agree.
I think
he's
it is
not
a
a pop artist. I don't think he's a pop artist. I just don't.
Oh. But however you want to categorize him, as big as SZA, I think that SZA, people are underestimating her. You know, I right now would say that Kendrick Lamar is a bigger artist because of everything that's happening. But SZA is unstoppable.
I hope she keeps going.
Like, it's fucking crazy.
I hope she keeps going. I hope she doesn't stop.
I love that they did this. Like, I'm glad that they did this tour together. Like, at first when it came out, I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know, man. Like, SZA, my God, I love her. I was completely wrong.
Yeah, you were.
She is a fucking star, nigga.
No, yeah, she's super
God
talented.
damn.
Bro, she actually sung.
All the
it was dope.
merch that people were wearing was SZA merch. All these girls were in the stadium with the camouflage SZA merch.
Because it was the best merch there.
It was a fire merch, bro. Fire. I should have fucking bought some shit, man. Fuck. It's reselling on eBay. Fuck. I didn't think about it. But the merch, nigga, even the merch was like, oh, the only merch that was really Kendrick, the pop-out merch was more fire than this. I'm surprised they didn't have pop-out merch there. I'm shocked by that. I really think like they know Kendrick he's Kendrick. I really think that they're trying to put a focal point on SZA. Like, they're putting a machine behind her. I don't know if you niggas know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say. Like, I even think that's what's next. A Kendrick Lamar and SZA album. I think that's next.
I don't think a whole album.
I think they got an album next.
A few tracks, sure.
I think they got an album next, bro.
I would love that, but I don't know.
SZA is a monster. I love it. But shout out to both of them. This was a phenomenal experience. Shout out to the fans. We got to interact with you all. I posted it today. The interviews is going viral on Twitter. People already coming up with their narratives and conspiracies. God bless. We asked a lot of you to be on camera. A lot of you said no. A lot of people were nervous, rushing to the car, etc. Everyone that got posted was everyone that was on camera. They gonna let me for my ambition. And that was a clip from our podcast, the Club Ambition Podcast. Cap, if you're looking to watch the full episode, make sure to go check it out right now. It's available on audio and also on YouTube.